Making your digital transformation simpler and secure has been at the heart of Sangfor's mission. This philosophy has kept us at the forefront of cloud infrastructure and cutting-edge cybersecurity. Established in 2000, Sangfor has more than 10,000 employees and spans over 60 offices around the globe. With at least 40% of our employees dedicated to research and development, a minimum of 24% of revenue generated is reinvested back into our 5 R&D centers. What makes Sangfor so different? With over 100,000 customers worldwide, we offer cloud integration with both online and on-premise security solutions. Our solutions have the flexibility to meet your requirements while maintaining security, efficiency, and productivity. By leveraging AI and machine learning, we developed a highly sophisticated security architecture that seamlessly integrates products, components, and services into future-proof solutions for your long-term needs. Sangfor Security Solutions accurately detect and eliminate threats while giving you a 360-degree view with telemetry from network to endpoint to applications. With Sangfor's world-class expert security team behind you, your organization's cybersecurity resources can be utilized more efficiently without adding more staff. Sangfor's unified cloud architecture runs and protects a wide variety of workloads. These workloads can be deployed anywhere you need, from on-premise data centers to edge locations to a remote office, and even in a managed cloud platform with fully dedicated and isolated compute clusters that you can trust. This is done in the Sangfor Trusted Cloud. Sangfor's Trusted Cloud unified cloud architecture with seamless customer experience allows you to focus on your business readiness and innovation. Infrastructure planning, maintenance, and operation complexity are reduced while still meeting your compliance requirements affordably. We are the only global vendor that tailors our solutions to fit the unique local needs in every country we serve. Thanks to our in-country data centers staffed with highly skilled local support and services personnel, our local proactive professional services teams work with you to achieve your business goals by stopping cyber threats 24/7. Sangfor has been proven to build resiliency for your digital transformation so you can thrive during any disruption. Our solutions merit best-in-class ratings from the industry's most trusted analysts, such as Gartner, Forrester, IDC, Frost & Sullivan, and recognized and certified by the most respected test labs and institutions globally. Sangfor makes your business ready for the future and makes your digital transformation simpler and secure.
Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or from some regions might be good evening as well. So thank you for joining this session. So I hope I'm audible. And my name is Vignesh, right? So I take care of the cloud and the infrastructure portfolio here in Sangfor. Today we are going to discuss about how Sangfor solutions like HCI or even the hypervisor could be an alternative to VMware kind of a solution where people are looking for such alternatives, and how can we be a perfect match is something that I'm going to cover, as well as during the course of this webinar, I will also cover certain demo videos, migration demo videos as well to for you to have an idea of how the migration works, right? So what are we going to cover today in the contents is, of course, why customers should work with us, and then Sangfor HCI, what is the solution that we're talking about, and why Sangfor is an ideal alternative options, and the comparative study with popular vendors like VMware and others, as well as how do we migrate and what are the ways to migrate from any of these platforms to Sangfor platform as well. And then I will also share you a quick introduction about Sangfor VDI solution as well. So the first point is, of course, why customers should work with us. And being Sangfor, we have an established reputation now. It's almost 25 years and above. And we are able to offer equivalent offerings compared to popular products out in the market, right? So I will explain to you about what kind of equivalent offerings. Let's say, for example, when we compare to solutions like VMware, VMware has a hypervisor called ESXi. Sangfor also have our own hypervisor called as ASV. So this is how we are able to provide equivalent offering compared to the popular products. And then we are still able to provide both perpetual as well as subscription licensing. Perpetual means you buy the license once and then you need to renew your support and support every year or maybe 2 years or 3 years based on the support contract that you have purchased. Then when it comes to subscription, yes, it is 1 year or 3 years or 5 years subscription, which comes along with support as well as upgrade support as well. We are still able to provide perpetual and subscription licensing based on the requirements. We can meet and match those licensing methods. And then we are able to provide dedicated account management and in-region support as well. So we have our office, local presence is there in this part of the region. We have our local presence in UAE and then in Oman and then in Egypt, where our local office is there. All other regions will be able to manage from these offices present in these locations. So when I mean by local offices, yes, we have local office with people from sales, pre-sales, technical support as well available in these local offices. And last point that you see here, we have a very good supportive partner system as well. So we have a lot of partners, couple of them who joined the session as well. It's a certified partner, certified in such a way that they're able to do the implementation, support, pre-sales, design, and everything. So we have more than 150 certified, personnel in this region who are able to, support our customers. And this number of certifications are increasing as we speak as well. There is some training programs going on and certifications are going on. So a very well strong supportive partner ecosystem is also what we have as well as developing. When we talk about Sangfor as a group, Sangfor has grown into a large group, right? So we currently have primarily, if you see, 3 business units focused on security, cloud computing, as well as infrastructure. And we also have, our sub companies, which is able to provide cutting edge enterprise Wi-Fi networking solutions as well. So from the Sunray portfolio as well. So we are able to cover all this from the Sangfor group, security, cloud, infrastructure, as well as networking portfolio. Now, in the next slide, I will just give you a quick tour of what Sangfor HCI solution is in a video, and then followed by the presentation.
As businesses embrace digital transformation, the demands on data centers are growing rapidly. Traditional IT infrastructure, with its siloed and complex architecture, is struggling to keep up. In response, IDC predicts that 80% of enterprises will have adopted hyperconverged infrastructure, HCI, by 2025, driven by the need for better performance, reliability, scalability, and cost efficiency. And by 2028, private/dedicated cloud infrastructure spending will reach $56.1 billion, growing at a 12.9% compound annual growth rate, CAGR, from 2023 to 2028. At the core of digital transformation, where innovation meets efficiency, Sangfor stands at the forefront, shaping the future of IT infrastructure. Welcome to the era of Sangfor's full-stack private cloud. Today, businesses yearn for agility, performance, and reliability on a unified platform. Sangfor HCI is not just about hyperconvergence. It's the blueprint of our Sangfor's full-stack private cloud, the next-gen infrastructure designed for the modern data center. Building and managing a cloud infrastructure is not easy. Sangfor full-stack private cloud solution based on HCI helps you do it easily and quickly. Introducing Sangfor HCI, seamlessly integrating compute, storage, networking, and security into a single software-defined platform. It's the infrastructure that thinks, learns, and grows with you. By consolidating separate legacy systems into one efficient platform, it simplifies management, enhances capabilities, and reduces costs, making it the perfect data center modernization solution. Case studies show up to a 50% reduction in TCO. With Sangfor HCI-based private cloud, you get exceptional performance. The performance optimization of Sangfor HCI is systematic, covering compute, storage, and networking. Combined with technologies like intelligent high-load VM scheduling, SPDK Turbo, SRIOV, and RDMA, it delivers up to 1 million IOPS with just 3 nodes in hybrid configuration, out-rivaling competitors and ensuring your critical applications run smoothly. Independent tests prove that we outperform many competitors in speed and efficiency. For instance, a major manufacturing company saw a 40% boost in application performance. Reliability is one of Sangfor HCI's standout benefits. Sangfor HCI provides the most comprehensive failure prevention and sub-health detection prediction mechanism in the industry. With built-in high availability 2.0, integrated backup, and continuous data protection, our customers report 99.99% uptime. An example highlighting the reliability of Sangfor HCI is live migration.
The Oracle VM live migration on Sangfor HCI under 1000 concurrency realizes zero service disruption and less than 3 seconds performance drop, while the open-source virtualization platform suffers 190 seconds performance drop and significant service disruption.
We also have you covered for unexpected disruptions with reliable disaster recovery options. Our solutions have been proven in real-world scenarios to ensure rapid recovery times. One leading hospital group using our solution experienced zero downtime over several years of critical operations. Security is paramount in today's threat landscape. Sangfor is one of the few companies in the world provides both cloud computing and security solutions, thereby offering easy and seamless integration. Thanks to over 2 decades of expertise in security technology in the market with a solid global presence, Sangfor HCI incorporates cutting-edge security measures and integrates our advanced endpoint security solution for real-time protection. Combined with smart microsegmentation and auto backup features, it offers comprehensive anti-ransomware protection. One financial institution cut security incidents by 70% after implementing our security solutions with the platform.
Managing your infrastructure should be easy, and Sangfor HCI is designed with usability in mind.
With the Sangfor Cloud Platform, you manage your entire infrastructure, even multiple data center, through a single, intuitive dashboard. Visualization simplifies cloud infrastructure management and configuration. The innovative "what you draw is what you get" feature redefines network topology management on HCI, making the network visualized at your fingertip. Moreover, our cloud-based AI-driven operations and maintenance tool, SkyOps, further reduces manual operations and minimizes errors, providing a wide range of value-added services, including 24/7 resource monitoring and alerting, performance prediction, application health perception, and automated response, enabling users to achieve more with less. One IT services company cut management overhead by 60%, freeing up resources for strategic initiatives. With these features and benefits, Sangfor HCI rivals the industry's leading solutions, offering a robust and cost-effective alternative without sacrificing functionality. The architectural design of Sangfor full-stack private cloud based on HCI enables customers to easily develop, deploy, run and manage their business applications with reliability, performance, and ease of management, thus improving their business efficiency, reducing O&M overhead, and saving costs.
It's ideal for businesses undergoing digital transformation, providing a secure and scalable private cloud solution that adapts to your evolving needs.
Whether it's virtualization, a software-defined data center, or a full-stack private cloud, Sangfor HCI provides the building blocks for diverse scenarios. Our solutions are designed to adapt to your unique needs, not the other way around. It also integrates seamlessly with Sangfor Managed Cloud and Partners Cloud, creating a flexible, consistent, and optimized hybrid cloud environment to cater for various business use cases such as cloud backup, disaster recovery, and hybrid workload deployment. Sangfor HCI stands out as a market leader in excellence and innovation. We hold one of the largest market shares in the Asia-Pacific region and earned recognition in the Gartner Magic Quadrant and Market Guide for Full-Stack HCI as a representative vendor. Over 10,000 customers worldwide trust Sangfor HCI as the cornerstone of their cloud and digital transformation journeys.
Join top enterprises, financial institutions, healthcare providers, and government agencies that rely on us for their critical infrastructure needs.
Ready to transform your IT infrastructure? Visit www.sangfor.com to learn more and take the next step towards a more efficient, secure, and scalable future.
So that was a complete introduction about what Sangfor HCI solution is. And of course, in this slide, we're going to talk about software architecture as a little bit in brief, right? So Sangfor HCI provides innovative third generation cloud computing architecture that reduces at least 70% of the TCO, simplifies the operation, and multiplies network security. So here in this architecture, you can see it converges compute, storage, networking, and security on a single software stack. The foundation of all this are, of course, the server virtualization platform, which is the first box that you see there, ASV. Right? ASV is our hypervisor that gets deployed on any x86 platform or any server platform like Dell, HP, Fujitsu, Supermicro, whatever server it is, right? So it's a bare metal hypervisor. So when I compare it with the VMware kind of a solution, VMware has ESXi, which is a hypervisor platform that gets deployed on these bare metal servers like Dell HP or anything, right? Similar to that, Sangfor's hypervisor is ASV that gets deployed on a bare metal server. And once we deploy this hypervisor, then you will be able to build VMs on top of it. If you still want to connect to an external storage, make it a three-tier infrastructure, yes, we can do all of those things. So hypervisor is kind of the foundation of all this. And then the next one is storage virtualization, which is ASAN. So what really happens in ASAN is that instead of using an external storage, so we insert certain hard disks into the servers, which could be 2 server, 3 server, or whatsoever it is. And all those hard disks will be combined together to create a virtual storage out of it, right? So by doing that, the customers can eliminate the use of an external storage and use the internal hard disk. At the same time, the performance of the virtual machine is also improved because of data locality. What is data locality? The virtual machine will be stored on the same physical server where it's serving the CPU and memory as well. So when CPU, memory, and storage together provide from the same server where your virtual machine is stored, then you have data locality and much better IOPS, right? And much better performance. So rather than if it's an external storage, you might need to have multiple hops going back to storage for each and every read and write. So instead of that, you're using it internally, right? So nevertheless, if the hardware is not up for refresh and you would like to continue using the same three-tier architecture and just replacement of any other virtualization platforms with Sangfor, yes, we can do that as well with our ASV being the hypervisor. Then the third one is network virtualization, right? Network virtualization, we have functionalities like distributed firewall, microsegmentation, and virtual router functionalities in ANET. And all these components, ASV, ASN, ANET, ASIC, are all licensed based on number of CPU sockets, regardless of the number of cores or number of storage devices or disks or size of the storage, whatsoever it is, right? So it is just licensed based on number of CPU sockets. And then last one you see there on top of all this, we have ASEC. And ASEC is a built-in cloud security center on HCI that provides comprehensive protection with full integration of Sangfor security solutions like virtual firewall and endpoint security, providing an full-fledged endpoint security where you will be able to protect the VMs against attacks like malware attack, ransomware attacks, and all of those things. Right. And of course, the last box that you see there is a backup. So we do have an inbuilt free backup, which is free to use. Again, the free backups comes with, ability to take a backup of your virtual machine to any disk-based backup. If you need to restore, you will be able to restore that as a full virtual machine, or you can replace an existing virtual machine, or you can drill into the folder level and file level inside the backup virtual machine's operating system, and then you can restore a particular file or a folder. That's also available. And the free backup supports an RPO of up to 1 hour. If you need an RPO of less than 1 hour, then we also have another paid backup, or it's a licensed backup. We call it as CDP, which can also provide a backup of virtual machines like every 10 minutes, every minute, every second that if you want, that is also available, but that's licensed. The free backup comes with an RPO of up to 1 hour. Now, again, if you need to achieve DR, yes, we do have DR solution, which is a fully orchestrated DR. If you would like to have DR drill, you want to change the IP address before you power on the VM on the DR side, and it's you want to have a graphics-based dashboard where it shows what is the current status of the DR, what is the replication status. Everything is available from the DR page. So it is licensed based on number of VMs that you want to replicate one from site one to site two. So this is the complete tier one, virtualization practice. Now in the tier two that you see there on the top green box, right? So that is the management platform. So our management platform just to manage the cluster is free of cost, or it's comes as inbuilt bundle within the bundle of licenses that we provide. Right, and it has two things. One is the free of cost or the included bundle licenses, which we call as the SCP Advanced, which you will be able to manage multiple clusters, multiple regions, locations from single pane of glass. Now, if you need multi-tenancy kind of capability, then SCP has another version, which we call as enterprise version. It will provide multi-tenancy billing system and all of those cloud functionality and private cloud functionalities. So usually for a private cloud service provider who would like to provide services like infrastructure as a service, backup as a service, security as a service, firewall as a service, this kind of services, you will go for an SAP Enterprise, which you will be able to get this kind of functionality. And all of those things, including SAP, are all licensed based on number of CPU sockets. Now, when it comes to the HCI, of course, the hyperconverged infrastructure is consolidating a three-tier IT infrastructure, right? So we need to understand the traditional data center, right? So what exactly the traditional data center is and what was the time spent on building the traditional infrastructure, working on the traditional infrastructure, deploying it, expansion, how do you upgrade, maintenance, troubleshooting, a lot of things that comes up in place, right? And what is the cost? So cost of for these hardware components individually, what is the cost for the networking hardware, the management? You need different team to manage different parts of the data center. That's again a question that we need to think about. And then how about the scalability, right? Is whenever the new businesses needs to go online or uh, data center needs expansion. So sorry, am I audible? I think I all these questions is the easiness, right? So when we introduce Sangfor complete full stack HCI solution, the components of your data center, as you see on the left-hand side of the screen, components of a data center is very much reduced. So thereby you're also contributing to the green energy. So that means if your components of a data center reduces, that means you have less power consumption, less AC consumption, and things like that, which will definitely contribute to the green energy requirements as well. Now, when we talk about the security, yes, we are also able to provide maximum security inside out. So starting from the kernel layer, right? So starting from the kernel, so our hypervisor, when compared to any other hypervisors, we have a built-in web application firewall inside our kernel of our hypervisor itself. So making it a very much protected and hardened kernel module. Then comes on top of that virtual machine. If you'd like to have virtual machine encryption, yes, it supports virtual machine encryption. You can store the keys yourself, or you can integrate with KMS and all of those things, right? And then endpoint security, like I mentioned, we have integrated ASEC, or we have separate EDR module as well if you would like to have. So both options are available. Now, when it comes to the network security, we can also use a piece of web firewall as a virtual appliance inside the HCI or the hypervisor and use it as a entire full-fledged firewall with IPS ideas. And if you need WAF functionality, all those can also be installed and managed from the same pane of glass. All the security components like firewall or internet access gateways kind of a module is available as an instance-based licenses. Right, and then for correlated security, yes, we have our Cyber Command as an appliance, which will be able to provide you NDR kind of a capabilities. And this infrastructure, many people, there's a common question that comes up that can it support different kind of application? Yes, to address those, yes, if it's a databases or if it's a container, or if it's a SAP HANA kind of a database, or if it's a big data or a AI based, application which will require a graphics card, do you support NVIDIA graphics card and all of those things? Yes. So we support NVIDIA graphics card in the server. We can virtualize that graphics card, provide to your virtual machine, which is running AI-based applications. And yes, it pretty much supports any kind of application. That's where we call it as a next generation of HCI infrastructure. Now the quick view of the dashboard. So it's an all-in-one management dashboard for your compute, network, storage, and everything. So if you see here, it shows you the number of VMs available, powered on virtual machines, how many VMs are powered off, powered on, everything from this particular screen, right? And then the number of nodes. So this is a 3-node cluster. So it's showing that all the 3 nodes are available, and data store size, that means the storage size, what's available and what's the usage. And in the middle of the screen, you can see vCenter, right? So that means we also integrate with VMware vCenter, which will help you to back up the virtual machines from VMware to Sangfor, or even migrate the virtual machines from VMware to Sangfor. So this kind of direct API integration is what we have with VMware. So it helps you to migrate pretty easier. Right click the virtual machine and migrate. At the end of the session, I will also show you a quick demo of how the migration works as well. And then the entire cluster CPU usage and memory usage is shown from this all-in-one management dashboard itself. Now, another unique feature what we bring into is the simplicity of building a virtual network with the intuitive drag and drop functionality, right? So you can easily drag a virtual machine or virtual switch from the left-hand side and you put it into the middle of the screen, and then you save it. Yes, it gets saved automatically, right? So we call it as a drag and drop functionality, where you can also drag and drop multiple components such as switches, or if you want to have virtual firewall or even virtual routers, you can do that from the drag and drop functionality. And then, sorry, give me 1 minute. There's some disturbance. Okay, so this is what we call it as a drag and drop functionality, right? So, and then many questions people ask is the scale out functionality, right? So that means you can start from how many nodes and you can scale out up to how many nodes in a particular cluster. So to address that, of course, we can start with, if it's a full stack HCI, then we can start with 2 nodes and go up to 64 nodes in one single cluster. And if you need more than 64 nodes, then you build another cluster and manage both the clusters from the management platform. So yes, starting from 2 nodes and you can expand up to 64 nodes. And you can pretty well, expansion is pretty simple. So you don't need to plan or have a pre-investment of 3 to 5 years in advance, just like a traditional data center, right? So whenever you need, you can just add the node and it will have a seamless expansion without any capacity limitations. Now, when it comes to data protection, so by default, our solution includes a multi-copy mechanism and a built-in backup system that meets the requirement for even a 3-copy backup, right? So the first copy utilizes a multi-copy mechanism, which will address the needs for a high availability. That means if one node goes down, another copy of the VM is available, readily available across multiple nodes in the cluster, and the virtual machines will be powered on automatically if one node goes down. Then the second copy can also be backed up to an external repository, or you also take a backup within the same repository of the ASN, which is not recommended, but you usually take take a backup to an external repository, either you can use an NFS or iSCSI kind of a storage. And if you would like to have another copy from that particular second copy, we can also take a copy to another copy, another iSCSI or NFS or even S3 kind of an object storage like AWS or Wasabi if you would like to take another copy. So these are all built-in functionality. Right now, like I mentioned, this supports an RPO of up to 1 hour. Now, if you need RPO of less than 1 hour, that means we need to have a licensed module called a CDP. And we are the world's first HCI integrated with CDP. That means CDP can also be managed from the same pane of glass of how you run your hypervisor and HCI. Then we have also brought in our intelligent scheduling technology, which we call it as DRS 2.0. What really happens is that it observes the performance of the underlying hypervisor, and if it crosses a particular threshold, then it will automatically move the workloads to the other hypervisor in the node so that your load on all the nodes is managed equivalently, right? And then we have also added on another key difference when compared to any other hypervisor is we have introduced the AI-powered engine, which is built-in AI-powered engine, which will have some resource prediction mechanism based on, let's say, an example of 5 days. It analyzes the load of nodes or VM the last 5 days, or even historical 5-day period, and predicts the load for the next 1 hour. So give you an example, it will observe a virtual machine or an application for the last 5 days and historical 5-day period. And it has noted that every Wednesday at 12 p.m., this application uses, 99% of underlying CPU or even memory. So it knows that in the upcoming week at Wednesday, 12 p.m., this application requires so much of CPU and memory resources, right? So usually the resources which is provided is very much dynamically allocated. So before it even requires that resources, it would have taken a proactive action whether my underlying infrastructure has enough resources or not. If not, it would have live migrated that VM from one node to the other. So even before your application requires it, it would have been provided to those applications. So this kind of AI powered engine is what has been built-in functionality that we are giving. Then we do have disaster recovery. We can able to provide, active passive and active DR, right? When it comes to active passive, that means replication of VM from one side to the other side. If one side is down, with one click, you will bring up the VMs on the other side. When it comes to active, we support the stretch cluster mechanism. So of course, for stretch cluster, there's some requirements like it's both the sides needs to be connected with dark fiber, at least with a 10 gig, connectivity is required. Yes, but with that, we will also be able to provide an active stretch cluster. Then the built-in ASAN is also have something called a storage capacity prediction, right? So that means based on the historical usage of storage, it's going to predict, Mr. Customer, you're going to run out of storage in the next 90 days. So this kind of storage prediction is inbuilt, so it will help you well in advance to have a plan to expand your storage or add hard disk or add the node or whatever it is, right? So that's a quick overview of the HCI solution as well. Now, a few comparative study when it comes to Sangfor versus most other vendors is, of course, what we have versus what others don't have. Of course, some things like what you draws, what you get functionality, security virtualization, built-in NFVs, then the integrated CDP. Then when it comes to edition, unlike any other vendors, we don't have different edition. We only have one edition, which we call it as Sangfor Enterprise Edition, which has all the features inbuilt. So we don't separate the features with multiple different editions, right? Now, particular to VMware, many customers ask me that I have VMware ESXi, I have VMware vSAN, I have NSX. Do you have similar offerings from Sangfor? So yes, so this slide helps you to understand what is the equivalent and similar offering compared to VMware main products versus Sangfor products that we have. Simple things like when it's an ESXi, it's a hypervisor from VMware, right? So we have hypervisor from Sangfor, we call it as ASV. So VMware has vSAN, Sangfor has ASAN. VMware has vCenter, our management platform, we call it as SCP. Apart from that, additional functionalities like, SkyOps, we provide full AI-based operation management platform, then database management platform. All this comes with additional licenses if such requirement is there in the market as well. Then when it comes to the management platform, when it's a single cluster, our management platform is included within the hypervisor itself. You don't need to install and manage separate, management platform like vCenter, right? So another difference is that our management platform has the HA and DRS functionality by default, right? So that means within the hypervisor itself, these functionality run as a feature, so that these are not outsourced to management platforms like SCP. And so because of that, even if SCP is down, these functionalities like HA and DRS works pretty well, right? So you don't need to rely on this functionality on the management platform. As well as backup is integrated and it's free of cost, along with the RPO of up to 1 hour. Even less than the 1 hour RPO is also just licensed, but it's also managed from the same pane of glass. It makes it pretty simple, right? And most of the use cases about 1 hour RPO. If it's fine, you can use the free backup, which is integrated itself. When it comes to DR monitoring, right? So we provide a complete visualized disaster recovery monitoring. It's like a graphics-based analysis, you can say. What is the current state of replication? Is there any issues? Is there any alarms? And what is the rate of transfer of data between the sites? Is current rate of transfer is 120 Mbps, 200 Mbps? These kind of analysis for the disaster recovery, you will be able to see. It's called as a visualized DR monitoring functionality. Now, like I mentioned, we do understand a lot of customers are using VMware and people are looking for an alternative and how easy is it to migrate. So like I mentioned, we can have a direct integration with VMware vCenter, help you to migrate from VMware to Sangfor by this integration. So this is how it looks like when we integrate with vCenter. It's going to show you the VM, then right click that virtual machine and click on migrate to Sangfor, whatever it is, right? So Linux or Windows or whatever platform. And the migration tool itself shows you the migration time and the speed at which it gets migrated, right? So it will calculate based on a lot of things, the size of the virtual machine, then the network, that's the bandwidth that's connected with the current VMware and Sangfor together. Everything together, it gives you how much, what will be the migration speed when you start the migration. So this is how it looks like. It also gives you an option to choose on the destination which data storage needs to be, what kind of storage policy, what networking, or the VLAN it needs to be, and all of those things. Now, there is three parts, especially when compared to VMware that we can use to migrate. First one is a simple virtualization alternative, right? So that means you are using a three-tier architecture. You just need hypervisor and the management platform to migrate it. Yes, we have. We just use Sangfor ASV platform. Second one is a full stack HCI. If you're using a VMware, vCenter, ESXi, and vSAN kind of a requirement, yes, we can migrate that using Sangfor HCI solution where compute virtualization, ASAN, ANET, and ASV comes together as a HCI solution. Then the third one is completely private cloud, where VCF kind of model, VMware Cloud Foundation kind of a model, right? Where you are having a private cloud infrastructure. Yes, then it comes to a full stack HCI along with enterprise SCP. So based on each and every requirement, so we can map our solution. Doesn't mean that always the complete full stack HCI goes, right? Now, we also understand that, a significant share of virtualization market is, of course, three-tier architecture, where customers right now would like to continue because of the pre-investment that you have with the hardware and the infrastructure with external storage and things like that. Yes. So we can easily use your existing hardware, even with an external storage, just to have the three-tier infrastructure as it is, and you can replace your hypervisor with Sangfor and still continue using the three-tier architecture until you're up for refresh. Or if you are up for refresh, then we can position the entire HCI just by having couple of servers without the external storage, which will help you to attain the latest digital data center requirements as well. So of course, our hypervisor can have DRS, HA. It supports, add-on capabilities like hot add-on capabilities, like you can increase your CPU or memory whenever your virtual machine is powered on, power off. Then we have live migration options like vMotion and VMware, or storage vMotion and VMware, right? So whenever your virtual machine is powered on and running, you can move that VM from one node to the other node, online. So these kind of basic functionalities, and of course, are there. So whatever kind of functionality do you have in your VMware Enterprise Plus kind of license, we do have in our hypervisor itself, right? If you're looking for a HA, DRS, template, cloning, snapshot, you have distributed switch, all this functionality is pretty much available. Now, even with VMware or even any other virtualization platform, so we do have Sangfor migration tool. So not only for VMware, right? You have any other virtualization platform, physical server. So we use Sangfor migration tool to migrate from those platforms to Sangfor. Another key difference when it comes to the management experience, or even before that, is of course the upgrade, right? So when we talk about the upgrade, you don't need to put the host in maintenance mode or move the VMs out of that host to do the upgrade. It's completely, we call it as in place rolling hot upgrade. Even when the virtual machine is running, you can do the upgrade without any challenge at all. So that's how our hypervisor is designed with, right? And then when we look at the management experience, we would like to keep the management experience pretty consistent with VMware, where customers are pretty happy with the way how it is configured and the way it is, or comfort. It's more about the comfort, how people are using VMware for a couple of days, right? So a couple of years. So we would like to match the similar, experience, so that it's easier for you to manage and run Sangfor as well. And we are commercially simplified because we have one edition fits all, and it's just straightforward CPU based licensing. We are cost competitive and feature rich. So that's how our solution is designed. When compared to any other solution, we do have comparison as well, and how and what are the features that we benefit when compared to any other solution as well. We are able to provide the battle card. So at the end of the day, better license transferability, right? So better, no minimum core requirement. It's just CPU based licensing, and cluster expansion flexibility as well. And then we still have, flexible options when it comes to licensing, like perpetual or subscription based on how you want it. So you can still get that. So the next slide is for you to just show a demo of Sangfor HCI solution, as well as followed by a small demo of how we migrate from VMware to Sangfor as well. Let me play that. So this is the HCI page. We log in with the credentials of the HCI. Let me check that I have access. Okay. So in the dashboard, like so you've seen the number of VMs, nodes, and all those parameters here. You click on compute, right? And it'll show you the number of VMs. It will also show you, if you're connected with VMware vCenter, it will show you vCenter, the number of cluster, number of VMs available in the vCenter, very much is showed from the screen. And building a VM is very simple. Click new, create a VM, give the name, test, select the guest operating system, give the number of processors, the memory, disk that is required for your virtual machine, and browse the particular installer, connect to the network, and give OK. The VM will be built as it is. Once the VM is built, we have functionality like clone, snapshot, backup, migrate to VMware if you are connected with vCenter, migrate across clusters, all this functionality here. The networking, you get this drag and drop functionality. And storage, it shows you the virtual storage, which is the ASAN storage. And you can also connect other external storage like FCI, SCSI, NFS, object storage is very much possible to be connected over here. And the next one is the nodes. Here is where you add multiple nodes in the cluster. Click on add node and nodes get added. Here where it will help you to configure the physical interfaces, the communication interfaces where you select and give the IP address for the interfaces and all of those things. And here we have backup policy. You select the backup based on weekly, hourly, daily, how you want. You want to enable the periodic backup and then retention settings. Click next. Select the VM that you want to take backup to. Select which repository. Here I've added a NFS repository. So I've selected that NFS repository. If you have another repository, it will help you to archive that backup to another repository as well. Click next and give the name, and that will finish the creation of backup policy and it will take the backup. And to see the backups, you click on backups over here. Once you have taken the backup, you will be able to see the backups and you can restore from the screen. And then we can have different users being created with the different permissions. And upgrade can be done from this particular screen itself. You upload the particular upgrade package and it will upgrade one after the other without any downtime. And there's a huge alerting mechanism, very much configurable alert for each and every parameter. We can send alert to email or an SMS. Of course, you need to integrate with SMS gateway. For email, for SMTP. For email, you need to integrate with SMTP for sending an email alert. Right. So yes, that's a quick overview of the solution.
It's a module built into HCI and SCP to manage, migrate, and backup ESXi VMs without the need for agents. First, let's log in to the SCP Web UI. Next, we will add the VMware cluster so that SCP can take over VMware vCenter to manage ESXi VMs. After verifying the details, click OK to finish the configuration. Click the Refresh button to update the clusters. Next, we will initialize the VMware cluster as a resource pool. Now we will check the VMs that we added. You will see that we have successfully synchronized the complete inventory of ESXi VMs to SCP in just a few clicks. Among the VMs is the bookstore VM we plan to migrate. By clicking More, you will see the various actions for the VM, such as power on or off, edit VM specifications, modify the network interface card, and backup. Scroll down the menu to find additional actions like Migrate, Clone, and Allocate. Click the name Bookstore to go to the summary page of this VM. You will see its resource utilization and other details. Now, let's start the migration process using AHM. Select the Bookstore VM, then click More and select Migrate. After creating the migration task, it will appear in the Task Manager. You can click View to see the details. If we jump over to the HCI UI, you will also see the migration task. You can view the progress and time remaining in the details. The migration is now in progress. We will speed up the video to save time. We can see the migration has been paused. We are reminded to shut down the Bookstore VM to complete the migration. Let's go back to VMware vSphere Client Control Panel to do this. Before shutting down the Bookstore VM, we can ping it to check if it's reachable. Yep, no problem. Now, let's power off the VM to complete the migration. As we can see, once the VM is powered off, it becomes unpingable. In the Task Manager, we see that the migration resumes, and in the migration details, the description changes to Ready to Migrate Data. After a minute, all remaining data will be fully migrated. The HCI platform will then fix any issues and optimize VM compatibility. After this, the VM migration has completed successfully. We can review the details of the migration. At this point, the migrated VM may still not be pingable. If we open the VM's console, we can see that it's still booting up, so we just need to wait a little. Once the VM has finished booting up, it becomes pingable again. Finally, when we access the IP address of the migrated Bookstore VM, we can see the website is working normally. Okay, so far, we have demonstrated the entire process of using AHM to integrate vCenter into SCP.
So that's how the migration looks like as well, right? So now that's it from the the HCI and the hypervisor and VMware alternative solution. I will also give you a quick video introduction about Sangfor VDI solution and this wind up.
Every day, many people are working via Sangfor A-Desk, and you will notice a lot of things. A-Desk consolidates personal desktops into data center. Users can access their Windows desktop via various devices. No more constraints by fixed PC. Business is getting more flexible. Desktop operation and management is getting easy. Sangfor A-Desk can greatly boost operation and management efficiency. The terminal quantity that one admin can manage is a couple of times more than traditional PC. Deployment can be done in one day. One web management console can do 90% of the operation, increasing troubleshooting efficiency by 8 times. One admin managing 1,000 terminals is just a piece of cake. Data and business security is effortlessly guaranteed. With ADesk, all data is stored in Data Center. Merely images and operation instructions are transferred. User terminal no longer keeps any data. Business gets more secured as a result. Moreover, Sangfor ADesk originally created personal disk encryption technology. Personal data is secured even from IT admin. Enjoy privacy on ADesk. Meet the needs of BYOD and mobile office. Sangfor ADesk allows people to access their desktop anytime, anywhere, with any device. Work will never be disrupted by change of location. Mobile office gets highly flexible and convenient. eDesk radically simplifies desktop cloud. Traditional virtual desktop requires lots of components, but Sangfor ADesk is very simple. We provide virtual management software VMP, Virtual Desktop Controller VDC, as well as Thin Client. Quickly build up one-stop virtual desktop solution. Say goodbye to complexity. Virtual desktop is very environmental friendly. It cuts terminal power cost by 70%. Yet Sangfor has taken this to another level. Our thin client is based on ARM architecture, cutting energy consumption even more. The exclusive operation system is more stable, streamlining maintenance work to the minimum. Sangfor ADesk can be found in many places. It helps you simplify desktop operation and maintenance with similar cost as traditional PC. It helps you unify desktop management. Centralized storage guarantees data security. It helps you flexibly start mobile office, enhance organization's overall efficiency. ADesk truly makes the world a better place.
That's it from my side. Thank you everybody for joining this webinar. If you have any questions or you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to my email, vignesh@sangfor.com, and you can connect me in LinkedIn. You can just search Vignesh Sangfor in LinkedIn. Can be available. You can connect me through LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much for attending.